Hi everyone, Janet Rangi right here. Thank you so much for coming on my YouTube channel. I can't thank you enough for always showing up, and I'll continue doing videos for you so long as you remember to subscribe and follow Janet Rangi. As always, I appreciate you so much. If you haven't subscribed, consider going down here in the links and subscribing to this channel and hit the notification button so you know I have new videos. I plan to come on YouTube full time. Thank you so much for being patient with me for many years. Some of you have followed me for many years. Some of you are meeting me for the first time. You are in the right place. I hope I leave you better than I found you, and you learn something from Janet Rangi. Okay, today, as you can see, the title is about asylum. Asylum in the United States, and I'll use a perfect example of one of the followers that went through this process, and I hope you learned something today. Thank you so much. I love you for always coming, okay? All right, Lord, let's get to the topic. Asylum. First of all, some of you, you've heard about asylum and you don't know what asylum means. So I'll define asylum and I'll tell you the conditions of asylum, and I'll let you make the decision yourself. And if you can't make the decision yourself and you have questions, please feel free to contact an immigration lawyer, an immigration attorney. They are costly, but sometimes it's worth it, okay? So what is asylum in the United States? They grant you permission to stay in the United States permanently based on persecution. So if you come to the United States within 1 year on any kind of visa, on any status, so long as you're within the boundaries of the United States and you consider the United States a safe haven, you can always go to USCIS.gov and download the forms. Form 589. Okay, confirm. Okay, from my memory, I think it's Form 1I589, which will help you to declare asylum and also help you to request for it's called withholding of removal. So the form is just not for asylum. Okay, it's for those who actually want the United States not to remove them within the boundaries because they feel unsafe, because they fear for their lives. Okay, so the key question here is, how long should I wait before I do asylum, before I file asylum? Remember, you have to file within 1 year of arriving in the United States. Let's say you are one of those people that didn't know anything about asylum and you still fear for persecution. You can always find a lawyer if you went within, if you went beyond 1 year. Okay, are we on the same page? I hope so. I've talked, I hope it's not confusing for some of you, because I know immigration can be very tough. It can be very complicated, but if you take your time, watch the video once, twice, 3 times, you'll get the point. So let's define persecution. So they will grant you permanent residency if asylum status is approved based on political persecution, okay, religious persecution, persecution based on social group, belonging in a certain social group, and persecution based on race. Those are just but a few examples that Janet can think of, okay? But you know yourself, if there is anything that is putting your life in danger, and you can ask the United States government to help you, to save your life. Asylum was designed for that. It was designed for those people who come from foreign countries and they land or show up in the United States and they fear for any kind of persecution, including religious persecution, because some places they don't worship like you. So they will not agree with your beliefs. According to what they believe, they feel like maybe you don't belong, and they will actually, put your life at risk. Some countries have no democracy. So if you say something or you have a particular political ideology, your life is in danger. So you can ask for asylum based on political persecution. You can ask based on race. You can ask based on belonging in a certain group. The thing that comes in mind, some countries do not accept same-sex marriage. That is very, very big. And, some people can even capture you and maybe kill you on the street. These are serious issues. So if you come within the United States within 1 year, you can always go. And by the way, when you're filing, we can always file for those people that can benefit from asylum. And those are immediate family members Who are immediate family members? Your spouse, your children under 21, and your parents. Those can always, and you can always file for them as you file for yourself. Okay? Form I-589. If 1 year has gone by, and this is the information I want to share, find a lawyer. Do not go in danger. See if a lawyer can help you. If you've been here and you're out of status and you still fear for political persecution, religious persecution, persecution based on race or belonging in a certain social group, again, visit a lawyer and see if they can help you. I'm here to help. I'm here to give you the information that I read, okay? So, having said that, let me just give you a brief history of what used to happen, and then we'll go to what is happening now. Now, they changed the rules. Before, when you applied for asylum, Form I-589, and submitted, and you did not hear from them acknowledging that they actually received this form, you are allowed to go ahead and apply for a work permit, so long as you've waited for 150 days from the last time you applied for asylum. So if you apply for asylum and it's been 150 days before you heard from them, you feel free to file Form I-765, which is authorization for employment in the United States, to get a work permit. Another name I think is EAD, Form I-765 on USCIS.gov, requesting for a work permit so that you can be working as you wait for them to work on your case. Now the rules changed. Okay? Now you have to wait 365 days before you file. Of course, go and confirm what Janet is saying, but just understand that it's possible that you will apply and you make sure you followed all the direction correctly. You took the information in the right address. You followed the direction. You applied the right way, the right time, and you're sure they received this information, but you haven't heard from them. 365 days have gone by. Feel free to apply for a work permit, okay? But we hope, of course, they will communicate to you before that time comes in, all right? Okay, so those are the basics of asylum. Whether it has, you're late, never give up. But the most important point is, remember to file within 1 year. Now, let me go to the story, because I told you I have a perfect example of someone that went through this. They denied her at first. She applied in 2019. They call her for biometrics, which is fingerprinting, because they have to do a background check before they even process your paperwork. They call her for biometrics, send information biometrics in 2020 March. But then she could not do this because COVID-19 broke Corona, okay? And so she had to wait. And then they sent her notice that her filing had been denied. So she was very discouraged, and she called me, Janet, I fear for persecution. I can't go back home. I can't tell you her name. I can't tell you her country of origin because this is dangerous. But I told her, you know what? You believe your life is in danger, so go ahead and just appeal. Guess what? She just applied with the same forms, gave them the same story. Of course, because the same story will never change. You know why exactly your life is in danger. She explained everything on paper, followed all the directions, and sent the forms in again. And she applied with a work permit because she had waited for 150 days. Again, she never heard from them until I think September of 2020, when she was allowed to go and do the biometrics. Okay, so luckily, eventually, they called her for an interview in July, and she attended the interview in August this year. Okay, and then she went there and she was told, do you need a lawyer? She said, no, I don't need a lawyer. I'm good to go. I don't need a lawyer. And so, just know they have that option where they have lawyers to help you with your case. Okay, remember that. But maybe it's costly, maybe it takes time. So she said, no, I can do it on my own. I'm doing fine. And the interview went on, and she told me, Janet, I was very emotional because, the asylum is not an easy thing. People fear for their lives, and sometimes when they remember what they went through during the interview, they can be very, very emotional. And I mean, if you're emotional, no one is going to deny you a visa because you're emotional, okay? You just grab some tissues, take a deep breath, and explain yourself. So in her case, it was very emotional, and she was sobbing, and her tears were coming down. And they told her, do you want some other time? Can we reschedule? She said, no, I'll be fine, okay? So that's what you do, okay? I mean, I hope you get through the interview because these are tough issues. Anyway, thankfully, she managed to get through the interview. And then they explained to her what to expect after the interview, the information she will get. And she was panicking all through. But luckily, this month, actually, they finally communicated to her and told her, your asylum has been approved. So she was approved. Initially, she was denied. And I always tell people, you never give up. If you're denied a visa, wait, go through, think through. Why did they deny me? Was there any problem going on here? And see if you can fix that problem. So they gave her the visa, and she called me. As we speak now, her work permit is on the way, and the green card will come much later. Okay, so we don't even care about the green card for now, because she has a work permit and she's allowed to work and stay in the United States permanently and even go to school. That is how it works. But meanwhile, if she follows the law, learns English, does everything she's asked to, after 5 years, she can apply for United States citizenship. That is how it works, okay? For you to apply for United States citizenship, you have to follow the law, not break any rules, do everything they tell you, do exams, and then apply for citizenship after staying consistently in the United States for 5 years. So we are praying for her. That is a personal decision. But at this point, let me just tell you exactly if you file asylum. You cannot file asylum, obviously, and leave the country because it's contradicting your message. If you fear for your life and you actually leave the country, I don't think they will allow you in. I mean, unless your papers are clean. But if your papers, let's say, have expired or something has happened and you leave the country, and even after they approve you for asylum, always contact a lawyer before you travel outside the United States. Very important. If they approve your asylum and you are not even a United States citizen yet, before you travel, this is very important, before you travel, contact a lawyer to make sure they will let you back in. Because if you go to that country where you claim that your life was in danger, it's very questionable. Your asylum might be taken away. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but you can think through. You can see what Janet is saying, of course, makes sense. So that's what I'm just telling you. That is the process. Okay, so I hope you've learned something. Let's summarize what I talked today. Asylum, when you come to the United States, within the border of the United States, it doesn't matter what kind of visa. You fear for your life. It doesn't matter how you landed here, how you reached here. If you fear for your life, politically, religiously, your race, belonging to a certain group that is making people uncomfortable, you can go to USCIS.gov, form I-589, download the forms, complete them carefully, make it complete. If you need a lawyer, ask for help. If you don't hear from them and 365 days have passed, feel free to request a work permit. Again, you can always file for your family members. Immediate family members include your parents, your spouse, and children under 21. You can always apply at the same time when you are requesting for asylum. Okay? And before you leave the country, you have to make sure you contact a lawyer. In any case, don't leave the country because you've already claimed asylum. And I'll share with you a quick story. During the interview, the lady told me that they actually asked questions based on the things she said. And all of you can relate to this. If you've ever applied for a job, right? If you apply for a job, right? They will ask you questions that you put on the job interview application. So you have to know your application from A to Z. So if they flip to page 18, you know. If they flip to page 5, you know exactly what they're saying. Have your dates right. Have your information right. You cannot contradict, okay? Another thing I have to advise you when you come to this country, you want to make sure you know your address. And if you happen to move, be in touch with people that are at the old address. Tell them, hey, I'm expecting a very important letter. And when you move to the new one, make sure you go to the post office, do what the immigration told you and change the address. And then sign up for the digital online to know the tracking so that you can always track your mail, so you can know that they are bringing something to your house, so you apply these things on time. This is something general advice is not part of the video, but it's very important that you get these forms on time. So I'm very happy for my follower. She was finally approved for asylum. Of course, her life now is safe if she continues staying in the United States permanently. She's going to school. She has other aspirations in life, and now she has less things to worry about because now her immigration status is in check. Okay, so I can't thank you enough for coming. janetrangi.com, janetrangi67@gmail.com. If you have any questions, people are coming to classes and following. I'm helping those people that have many questions. Of course, if I don't reach you, keep subscribing, following my videos. More than likely someone has asked your question. The videos are based on needs. They are based on your questions and your concerns. The more I read questions, the more I make videos based on what people tell me. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Kwaherini. Asanteni. Muchas gracias. Shukran. I'll see you in the next video. I love you so much for following and subscribing on my YouTube channel. More videos to come. My goal is to leave you better than you found me. Thank you so much and I love you. Bye bye. See you in the next video. Bye.